Hey there, and welcome to day 7 of the Believing Better series. My guest today is Kristi Waltrip.
Yes.
She is an integrative life coach, massage therapist, and massage therapist educator. Kristi
Yes.
and I have some really fun stuff that we're doing in the massage therapy industry, which is introducing a new way to do business, so a new way to empower the massage therapist. Kristi's passion, I will say, is education, really about being that mentor for the massage therapist. And it is so needed as a massage therapist myself, and going through the school and doing CEUs after. It is a common conversation. It's more than CEUs, it's more than just the massage therapy and what's going on the table with the client. And it is lacking in the industry,
Yes.
working with the personal development part. And I don't think it's by fault of the massage therapy industry, because I saw it in cosmetology. I saw it in yoga, meditation teachers, Reiki masters, energy workers. I see it everywhere, is that there is this certification, and then there's this lack of becoming the person who's certified in an empowered way in order to create the full business, to become the
Right.
entrepreneur. So I call it like the bridge to that
Yeah.
you and I are doing together. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a couple of questions. Just first of all, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me, Kim. This is very exciting for me. And like you said, my name is Kristi. I'm a massage therapist, integrative life coach. And like Kim said, I am very passionate about massage education. And one of my other passions is self growth and self improvement. And it is lacking in the industry. It's something that we don't teach in school. Personal development is usually the responsibility, or we perceive it as the responsibility of the individual, not something that you're not going to take have a test on it. So we don't teach it. But uh, our opinion of ourselves, or how we see ourselves or perceive ourselves, is very important for the embodiment of who we're going to be as a business owner. So, to improve your practice, you have to improve the individual or grow the individual. So, that is where my heart and head are led, is self improvement. And that's why this community and this work that I've learned in the integrative life coach process has been so important and eye opening.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what your beliefs were that brought you to me, because you followed for a couple of years. I like to go back to the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Kristi sent in her down payment for a retreat, and then got promoted and couldn't come and stuff. But that was probably 3 years ago, I would say, because we've done retreats at a different location at least 3 times since then.
Yes. Yes, that is so amazing to see how long it took me, how long I thought about it before I actually invested myself into doing this work. But what led me to you was the feeling that I've had for so long that everyone was better than me. And with that statement, I was afraid to create anything of my own, and I was unsure and always searching for a way to stay in the massage therapy world
Mhm.
without being a massage therapist full time. I'm in corporate education now, but I'm still very much in the massage therapy world and in the education world. But there was something lacking, there was something missing. So I was unable to find that on my own. And also, what was pulling at me was the need to do some self healing and some self growth and an upper level of self care. And that is what brought me to you. And once I made that commitment to work with you, I knew that things were going to change, and they did.
So, what did the middle of that look like?
Ah, that was the probably the most entertaining part for anyone watching on the outside. Some of the words to describe myself before really beginning the work and in the beginning of the work: uptight, very controlling, rigid, and I knew what I knew.
Mhm.
And so unlearning that or getting more comfortable in the not knowing and questioning everything and seeing why don't, you would say to me, let's just see what happens. And that was very difficult for me. I'm like, I need you to tell me what to do and do all the things. That's the kind of person I am because I was always trying to prove myself with going back to that feeling of everyone's better than me. So if everyone's better than me, I have to prove that I can fit in here. And that's exhausting. So it was very uncomfortable. I had a lot of doubt at first, like, am I doing the right thing? Like, I know she can help me. But then I was like, but maybe it's me. Maybe I just can't be, maybe I just can't grow anymore. So
It's always me, right?
yeah.
I'm such a unicorn. I'm different from everyone else. Y'all, I'm
Yeah.
laughing because I laugh a lot with Kristi. She's got this dry, witty sense of humor, but you were in this black and white world or
Yes.
box, and
Yes.
you'll do like I know you trust me. I can tell you trust me because
Yes.
you'll do what? Tell me. we like you make my guts hurt because I laugh. Whenever I'm laughing, and I'm like, I just love you're on when your brain is like curious,
Mhm.
honestly curious or vulnerable, and you say these, some of these things. I don't know. It's so funny because you're such a solid leader,
Mhm.
and then you this little boy comes out and says some of this stuff. And I mean, I've laughed till I cried sometimes, and you're like, glad that entertained you, but
Yes.
so that's been really fun.
Mhm.
So your belief that you're not good enough to bring something new to the industry, that you're not good enough to educate something that hasn't been done yet, which that was the pain point for you because whenever we first talked, you had this vision of sticky notes, like you had this board all laid
Yeah.
out and you were like, this is what I want and I don't know how to do it, but I know I have to, and I keep not doing it and it keeps coming back and it's haunting me. And I was like, let me see that. Oh my God, totally, let's go do it. And you're like,
Yeah.
really?
I remember that. I remember having the sticky notes, the large sticky notes all over my wall. And you said, I want to see it. So I'm taking pictures of the sticky notes. This is before you and I even met, like in a room together. And I'm like, I know it. I'm on a roll. She's gonna help me. She's gonna take my sticky notes and she's gonna say, okay, here you go. Step one, do this. Step two, do this. So that's my brain thinking, okay, she's on board with me. Not I'm on board with you and your work, but you're on board with me. So it's funny how the layers
Mhm.
have just started unpeeling and I start seeing things differently. Um, and literally, when we've talked about this work and really bringing it to the massage therapists, I had an aha moment within the past few days where I even sat up and thought, it's so simple. Just
Mhm.
bring it to them. And I never had that thought before. So, and you would say to me, what if you just let it be easy? And I would go, are you kidding me? Now I'm used to it and I've heard myself say it to other people because it's so true. It doesn't have to be so hard. We don't
No.
have to be so hard on ourselves.
And it's the invisible rules. It's the craziest things that we are locked in by these rules. Guys, there is no belief police. There is no one telling you you can't create something new and bring it to the world. It's so crazy
I know.
how that puts us into paralysis.
Yes. Yes. So my belief coming in was, like I said, being uptight, rigid, and full of fear.
So tell me how this plays into like our history, right? Being in massage therapy.
Mhm.
And when I contacted you when COVID first started, this
Yeah.
is, let's see, I don't know, it was earlier this year because we've talked about it before, but then I remember when when it came up and I said, Kristi, what's happening? Why are massage therapists not even like in the list of when to close or when to open? Like why are we put in this category?
Mhm.
And it was because the therapist does not have a sponsor or a supporter or like everything that the board does is to protect the client. There's
Mhm.
actually no one on board that's working for the massage therapist. And so
Well,
they didn't come up with the standards in order to turn it in order for us to be considered, correct? Is that correct?
well, the board is there to protect the public. So I would say technically, yes, that's correct. I think also it comes from a place of unawareness about what we really do
Mhm.
and how safe we truly are um, as far as massage practices go. So I think some of it is just the not knowing.
Yeah. Well, there was no one standing up for it. No one saying that. No one telling the governors or whatever, like, wait, we do these practices. We already, like, actually, it has
Well,
nothing to do with COVID. We already have these practices in place,
true. That is very
and I
true.
remember it. Oh, no, we got to go do this, girl. Like, there's like thousands of massage therapists that are not being supported here. You
Yeah.
have the drive. I have the drive. We have the
Yeah.
passion. Let's go do it.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And working with massage therapists, that's what really got me into massage education and being an advocate for the massage therapy student, the massage therapist who's just starting out, but also the massage therapist who's where I was 15
Yeah.
years later and was saying, okay, now what? I feel
Hmm.
an involvement, you know.
Hmm.
How do I manage that? What is it telling me?
We're definitely looking for those leaders if you guys are here that are like
Yes.
that 15, 20, and it's like, what's the, because you had a call to educate, to teach, and to mentor, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a belief that that'll kind of peek in, like we're betraying the industry because we're no longer the practitioner doing the actual massage, right? That I know that happened with me too, because as a massage therapist, I am still a massage therapist. I love massage therapy. I'm a huge supporter of massage therapy.
Mhm.
I get massage as often as possible. And it's what I noticed because of that is there were very few massage therapists who were available because they didn't have the business training, they didn't have the personal development. And what would happen is they would look at their schedule, they only had one, and then they would take off. And so there was no consistency in their practice. And then they believed that that was because people didn't want to come or people didn't want to pay or people didn't understand. I was like, that's total hogwash
Right.
because I would pay you for 6 weeks in advance and go every single week if you were available. And this is the time I need. And because I needed the client needs the consistency. But the
Yes.
massage therapist believes that it's the people, the money, the industry. Wouldn't you say that how many massage
Yes.
therapists did you know have, like, personally have a full-time practice? I'm talking like have a regular schedule, making about 6K a month and always just regular full-time work. How many?
A very small percentage. And like you said, it's those things come to their minds. I must be when they only have that one client.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, because I've been there, you've been there, it must be I don't do a good massage. Number one, I'm charging too much. I'm charging too little. It's just not going to work out for me. This just isn't meant to be. And that's all
Mhm.
internalized, you know.
And people don't prioritize massage.
Right. It's a
That's a big
luxury.
belief,
Yes. Yes.
is
It's
that
a
we think that they are not committed.
sure. Yes. That's true. And really, what I found looking back when I was a full time therapist, I always had different gigs going. I was teaching, I was doing massage, and then I was coordinating continuing education classes. But in my practice, when I was working with my clients, I neglected to take them on another level or another journey with me as a massage therapist because I know that some of them, we had a bond. It was the relationship
Mhm.
between the massage therapist and the client. And I had a lot of clients that really trusted me and thought that or felt that I was a part of their lifestyle.
Right.
And my boundaries were so very rigid as a massage therapist that I didn't see that, or I don't think I honored that. And
Mhm.
I really could have shared this work with them.
Yeah.
That is my regret looking back,
Mhm.
is that I never thought about the healing of the mind and the body and the amount of time it takes to do that. And
Listen.
I'm only becoming aware of that because I'm going through it now.
Yes. This is
So
so good.
that's really what it's about for me.
We can take our client on a journey that is so much deeper and so much more powerful. And like, but we don't know what we don't know. You didn't know what you didn't know, right?
I did not.
I didn't either. I realized it through, because I started as a cosmetologist, nail tech, yoga teacher,
Mhm.
massage therapist. Like I went through all of these trainings and saw, like I was able to take that aerial view and I saw where it was the same story in all of it. The cosmetologist has the same problem that the massage therapist does when they're building their business, and the same
Absolutely.
with the yoga teacher, and the same with the coach. It's all exactly the same. And that's what I love about what I teach, is helping the health and wellness practitioner integrate coaching and then stepping or embodying the entrepreneuric role. And so having you guys, all of the ones that we interviewed, coming in and taking your place, but especially you, because you're actually wanting to empower the massage therapist specifically,
Mhm.
and you're also on the education level where you already offer CEUs, right?
Mhm.
But you realized that another cupping class is not what they need.
No. And I know that because I lived it.
Mhm,
Um, I always felt with that not being good enough that I needed another certificate.
mhm.
I was unable to tap into what I already had.
Right.
And so, if I would have known this when I first became a massage therapist, I believe that my career would have been completely different. But I'm learning it now. And I think that the position that I'm in now, from having all of the experience as an educator and meeting hundreds of massage therapists, students coming in, but also other therapists, is giving me the experience that I need to implement the work now. So I
Mm.
learned, it's almost, I had to go through that so I could get this. But if I had to do it all over again, I would do it differently. If I went to start my own practice tomorrow, I would do it a lot differently than I did it in the beginning. And I would look at long-term
Mhm.
care with my clients,
Oh,
not just boom, 90-minute, 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 30-minute, 30-minute. I don't know what I was thinking with the 30-minute massage. That,
what we're thinking is putting money in our pocket. That's what
yeah,
we were thinking.
yes,
Um, it's kind of like even in the coaching, right? When it was the $99 thing, it's like, that's never going to help anybody. These one-off stuff,
yeah,
that is a time of the past,
no,
guys. And
no,
that's really how I started helping the massage therapist at first, before helping them integrating the coach. From my
yes,
perspective, what I was helping them do is take their client on a long-term journey
mhm,
of mind body integration, or even mind body soul integration. And I don't mean that by religious, I mean that
right,
just by the entity that they are, their inner essence of who they are, and they're
yes,
not following through with their passions in their life, and it's manifesting in their body. And so when
right,
we can bring in that aspect also and help them, oh my God, it's just a totally different path, because then you're going from, hey, I have a sign and I'm just going to take walk-ins, or I'm going to take wherever you want, or whatever, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, all that negotiating is out the window, and you're working with less clients, longer term, more
yes,
money, less burnout, really specific. And then they're getting the results, which is very inspiring and encouraging. And you're not having to use all these tools and modalities, because they're actually just coming for that connection. So
right,
does that make sense? Like all the
yes,
CEUs, what's the marketing for them? Save your body. You won't, you don't have to use.
yes,
Uh,
yes. You save your thumbs, save your body, yes. But you're right. It's the long-term work that really makes the lasting impact and makes the changes.
and fulfilling for us.
Very fulfilling for the therapist. That's the thing. This is where I live on default. I didn't just start with searching for you. I've read self-help and development and growth books my entire life. I've been obsessed with it, but the implementation wasn't there.
Mhm.
I wasn't doing anything. And that didn't start until we started working together, where you saw me and what I had to offer. And I was just like Julie Andrews on the hill spinning around. The hills are alive. I wasn't seeing anything.
I see why I love her.
Yeah. I'm always breaking into song, but I didn't see it. It was there, but I couldn't see it. And I know that if I'm in that position, that there are a lot of other people that are in that position too.
Mhm.
And I hear from massage therapists that have their own practice, yoga teachers that have their own practice, and they struggle with self doubt and insecurity, and they're business owners. I look at them and I'm like, you've got it all together. To me, you're living your best life. That's what I see. And they say, I find it hard to talk to people about what I do. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not just me.
Yeah.
It's not just me. And it's so enjoyable.
Well, Monique was saying this yesterday. She was like, I started my first self-help book was in 2002. And I read them all of this time, 18 years, but there was no framework or there was no, like no system to implement that knowledge and embody it, right? That's why this is called
Right.
integrative coaching. We
Right.
integrate what we know with who we are, what our passion is, our serving capacity, whatever that is. We integrate that together and then we embody it into our
Yes.
physical being.
Yes. And here's the key. This is what I know for sure is you cannot do that alone.
Yeah, this is true because we can't see our own
You can't
stuff.
do
We
it
can't see our
alone.
beliefs.
You can't do it alone.
Yep.
And that is the main key. And that is probably why I had my eyes closed to it. I was blinded to that, for
Because
many,
you were
many.
reading the books, you were
Oh
listening to the
yeah. It was all
podcast, you were
going
watching.
in. It was all going in. It was all the info was going in, but it was not being implemented. There was no assessment. I wasn't having conversations with anyone. I wasn't implementing it into my mind or visualizations through meditation. I would do some journaling. I always had that love for getting things out on paper and, assessing my thoughts, but there were no conversations with another person. This was just all me taking it in. And again, I was just left with all of that information spinning around in my brain, not knowing how to embody it.
You know what? This ties right in with what we're talking about in the Believing Better series. The reason you were doing that is because you believed, I don't know enough. And
Yes,
so you were absorbing more knowledge so that you could know more because you
yeah,
thought that's what the problem was. And that's exactly what
absolutely.
you're saying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. And that's what I think for most people who are going after another certification, another, more CEUs, more dues, more class, more modalities, more, that's where I was. I'm ashamed to show you guys my wall. I mean, I have so many certifications. A part of that was my love for it, but it was
Mhm.
also that I needed to know everything for people to trust me. Like I needed to
Yes,
prove,
the
like,
proof.
not a
Yes,
doctor, but I had
yes,
25 degrees
yes,
because my belief was I'm not good enough. I
yes.
don't have enough. I
Right.
can't teach them enough, right?
That's
That's
right.
so interesting. And so when you just switch the belief around, you're like, I know enough to show someone who doesn't know this.
Right. Right. But I needed permission and
Of course.
validation. I needed to hear that. If you
Yeah.
give me something, I'm your gal. I take off running and it's going to get done. But for me to say, people need this, I'm going to give it to them. That's another story. And again, people look at me from the outside and I'm like, well, she's Kristi, you know, she's been a massage therapist for 15 years. She's taught all of these students. She taught for many years. She was a director of education. She's in corporate education. She speaks very well. She's a leader. And here I am coming to you saying, help me do the things that I can't do by myself. It's insanity. It's insanity. And that is limiting beliefs. That is the thoughts that I have told myself for so
Mm-hmm.
long that I believed them.
Mm-hmm.
And even when somebody's looking you in the face and saying, this isn't true, you're enough, you've got it within you.
Doesn't work.
And I'm like, okay, sounds good, you know, sounds
That's why it
shady.
doesn't work to always be telling our friends how amazing they are, or me telling all of the
Right,
coaches, like, you're so powerful and you know so much and you do so much and everyone loves what
right.
you just save your breath. Because if
Lip
they don't
service.
believe
Yeah,
it, it just goes
sure.
because they're looking at the evidence and the proof that they're not enough and they're not good enough and they need more. And
Yeah,
even in the integrative coach training, I see this temptation or, hey, you think I should go do this? And you think I should go do this? You think I should bring this in? And I'm like, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's going to come down to this.
yes.
And it's that belief right there. I'm
Mhm.
not good enough. I don't know enough. People are not going to believe me or going to want this. And I think a big part of it is also what we're taught, in massage therapy school, like about our bodies and about protecting. And, I mean, come on, this stuff is so suggestible that we're going to be, I was told it takes 4 years to build a practice and 7 years to burn out.
Wow.
That's what I was told. I was
They
like,
put a year on it. Yeah.
okay, so that was a suggestion that it was going to be really
Right.
hard on my body, that I was going to burn out, that it's mentally exhausting. And this is true. If you're a wounded healer, if you're codependent, if you're not empowered, and like not in your client's business. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yes.
used to say, there's no one more codependent than a massage therapist. And the
Yeah.
way I can prove this, we are the only people who will literally jump on their bodies on the table in their stuff.
Yes.
No one else, a doctor doesn't do that. I mean, maybe a
Right.
surgeon under very sterile, whatever, but they don't dig deep like we do.
Mhm. That's true.
That's how much we want to help people heal. That we are
Yes.
willing to use our physical body, our physical energy, our physical everything
Yes.
in order to
Our
help them.
mental energy, our emotional energy, everything.
No one
Yes.
else is doing that.
No. No, they're
Not in
not.
that capacity, not in that physical level. I mean, that is passion. That's why I love
Yes.
talking to the massage therapist. No
Yes.
one else thinks that. Like,
No.
I want to help you so much that I'm going to like get into your body.
Yes. And I will say, with working with massage therapy students for the past, I gosh, 10 years, I guess, we are some of the most passionate.
Oh.
And when I'm passion, it's just oozing out of our pores. When we feel something, we feel something.
Mhm.
And when something is good, it's good. And when it's not good, it's really, really bad. So we are very passionate people and we're about service. We're about the heart. And we're the kind of people that would, not all of us, but that would give away our services for free
Mhm.
because we want to help that person
So
who
bad.
may not have. So, yeah.
So this takes us into the conversation of the woo, because there's such a division in massage therapy, right? You have the woo, and then you have the scientific.
Yes.
It's they're so separated. And
Yes.
this was a thing for you not to be like, because I am not woo guy. I am super grounded, but I am super like embodied and spiritual and like all of that stuff, but from a grounded perspective.
Hmm.
And that was a thing we talked about. You're like, you're gonna make me do what, like we're gonna be doing all that stuff. And we even
Yeah.
said it today, like there's a perception about that woo flaky
Hmm.
therapist, right? Like, oh, that energy work, or oh, they all that.
Yes.
And now here you are with us, and it's not like that at all. So I want
No.
to offer you the opportunity to just speak. What is the integrative process to you? What is it, when you came in with the perception that it was going to be all woo
Hmm.
and crybaby and woo?
Yes, yes. That even you just saying it. When you said the word vulnerability earlier, my eyes just went, it's like, so the integrative process to me is, I think it's scientific. When you talk about the nervous system and you talk about the mind body connection, that to me is scientific. And I think that's the awakening I had with this work is that it's not woo and it's not me running outside in my bare feet and going to hug a tree and grabbing some rocks and I don't know, saying, I love you, universe. It's not that. It can be, but it's embodiment
Mhm.
and it's the mind body connection and it's the effects of the parasympathetic nervous system. And
Yes.
it's vision. And for me, another big component of this has been for me is visualization during meditation.
Mhm.
And hearing myself say that, I'm like, who just said that?
Did you,
Yeah.
did you just hear yourself say my awakening? I was like,
Oh, no, I didn't hear it. Why'd you say it? Yes. And I know for therapists, past students, past therapists that know me, and they're like, oh no, Kristi is very boom. Put her in this little box. That's where she is. She doesn't want to talk about feelings. She doesn't want to talk about Reiki. She's an amazing teacher and an amazing leader and instructor, but don't talk about energy work with her. And now I said awakening. Oh, but that's what it is. For me, the visualization during meditation has been the key to embodiment for me,
Mhm.
and for me to step in to the Kristi that's always been there,
Mhm.
that authentic, powerful, creative, amazing woman. And I believe that I got into massage therapy to, without me knowing, to learn how to love myself. And I don't think it was all about all the things I thought it was at the time when I was getting that massage, like, oh, this feels so amazing. It was something deeper. And the journey that I'm going on through the integrative approach
Mhm.
is just taking that into another deeper level about the world. My life can be anything that I want it to be, and any opportunity that I want can be available to me. And yes, it's an awakening.
And we could create something new that's never been created before. So the massage therapy
Exactly.
industry,
Yes.
look out, look out.
Right.
We've
That's
got some
right.
stuff coming at you.
Yes. Yes. So
So what
excited.
do you think the belief was or the fear was, like where I was going to take you or where woo would take you? What do you think the
It
the
was going to
thought was?
take me a couple of things, that it was going to take me into past hurt and trauma or emotions that I didn't want to feel. So that was one part of it, because I was a master at pushing everything down: loss, divorce, abandonment. And the other part was that it was going to take me to someone who, not my authentic self, but that
Mhm.
I would have to try to fit in, and or that I would have to like sit in meditation and be like, "No, I do not get these people." I have this, and again, I feel like I'm a unicorn. I'm the only one in the world who feels that one of the most painful things is for me to be around a tribe that I know that I don't belong there, because I don't like it there and I don't want to be there. That's almost painful to me.
Mhm.
So I do remember telling you that I needed a tribe, because I wasn't in daily in the massage therapy world anymore, but I needed a community and I needed a tribe of people. And I found it, and it has been effortless. So I belong there.
Mhm.
I need a sense of belonging. But yeah, so those were the two things. For me not to be my authentic self, or that I wouldn't like it there, big, big deal.
Yeah.
And that you were going to make me feel things that I didn't want to feel.
That was the funniest. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Yeah. I was like, man, I don't want to talk about my emotions or when I've been hurt in the past. Are you going to make me feel things? Because I have had it said, Kristi, you don't like to feel your feelings. I'm like, that's great. Who doesn't love that person? I don't want to feel my feelings. I don't want to project my feelings onto you. I want to keep them pushed down. Yes, mash them down.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Can't create from there. That's like you're smashing yourself down.
I know. I
So
know.
what would you say now about this, about the tribe, as you call it, or even that word? You're using the word tribe.
I am.
And
Community.
universe. You said universe earlier.
Oh, the universe. Like, who says that?
She's hilarious. Like in meditation, you're like, oh my God, who is saying that? I don't even know who's saying some of this stuff. It's so
Yes, it's like
funny.
out of body almost. And I forgot your question, Kim. I'm so sorry. You
Which
said
was that was your fear. But what did you
yes.
find? What would you say the community, the integrative coach community, the work we're doing in More Than Mindset, Self-Healing Masters, like what would you say that the community feels like? What did
It's
what did you
support.
find there?
Yeah, I found support. I found a support for me to be my true self, a support for my feelings of inadequacy. I found the community to be a vessel of, if I speaks, I feel like I can say anything. That's okay. So that's number one. I feel like I can be completely authentic. If I got up and did a jig of glee on top of my chair, Kim would be like, "Yeah, I love it." And the only thing that, but they will call you out if you say something negative. Like, I'm like, man, I can't do this. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, there's like, shoo, it's like intervention, and they're coming and they're like, hey, I see it. I see you. I hear you. Bye bye. Get that out of there. So It is an unconditional support on your highs and lows and everything in between. And they're evolving. I see them evolving and their support. I feel myself evolving and there's support there. It's a genuine, non competitive,
Hmm.
there's no competition there.
Nope.
It's real, it's open, it's genuine. And I feel so comfortable there. And that says a lot for me.
I think it's because we really embrace the uniqueness of each individual. And so
Yes.
there is no competition. There actually is no competition outside of the mind. We're all that one
Right.
puzzle piece. We're all a different piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
This is the
Yes.
place that we can do that. But I remember, I think it was maybe at the last retreat or maybe even before that. And you were like, there's like a bunch of little kilns running around here. They keep catching me.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yes. Yes. I think I said something. I've said I was nervous at one point about, I was getting ready to do 8 massages, in a matter of days. And I mentioned that around Danielle and she's like, shoo. Do you need some coaching? And I'm like, okay. And then I said something else around Mallory and she said, well, what if that's just part of your journey? I'm like, what does she coach them to do this? To be little mini hers, little clones of Kim? Yeah. I was like, man. So and they're in tune. It's just natural. It's like you say something that if you're feeling bad about yourself, they're going to be like, and it's all consistent, you know. It's the consistent, easy message of what if it's this? What if it can be easy? And question everything.
Mhm.
That's a really deep part of the integrative coach lifestyle, I guess you could say, is questioning everything. And why do I believe that everybody's better than me? And sitting with that and getting present. That is where it all starts, is getting present, starting to question those beliefs that you have about yourself. That was, it's really powerful.
What do you think our world will look like when we empower all of these massage therapists to step into their authentic journey and serve from a place of respect and honor and like for themselves and for the mind body integration or the mind body connection? What do you think the world is going to look like when we have massage therapists throughout the country, and even outside of that? Because we do have, this is global.
Right.
What do you think that's going to look like to have these massage therapists holding that space for the world with healing?
Less anger, people knowing themselves, self-awareness. I think if I think if that happened, the world would be more self-aware, aware of how we're treating other people, aware of who we are in our own skin and our own soul, and seeing that reflection back from people. It would be kinder, calmer, more loving. And I think that massage therapy educators would be born from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because with this comes an empowered sense of self, and that is going to that empowerment and that embodiment is going to open the eyes of these therapists to see that they would be a powerful teacher and educator. So there are thousands of massage therapists probably out there right now that don't even think they could be an instructor, but there are people waiting for them to connect with them.
Mhm. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of therapists after 15, 20 years who have gathered all these years of experience and modalities, and they
Mhm.
see the mind body disconnection. They realize that the chronic shoulder fatigue is coming from the relationship at home. And
Yes.
they see that, but they don't know what to do with that information. And that's where I was. I was walking around with this. I mean, I remember exactly where I was when I started seeing it. I was in church, I was in Mass in Mamu, and I looked up and I had been going through an experience, or almost like a mystical experience in my own awakening or transformation or whatever. This
Mhm.
was a few years ago. And I started seeing like like a limp or a cat or and I was like, God, don't give me that. Like, I don't want to see this if they don't want to receive, if they can't help it, because it felt too painful to have a
Mhm.
gift to deliver and it not have a place to land,
That can be very defeating. Sure.
you know.
Absolutely. And
And that's
looking
where it
back,
started when
yeah,
like, oh God, they don't know, they don't see. And all of a
right.
sudden I just knew all this stuff. And I was like, what do we do with this? And that's the practitioner who has that connection. And some before they even go to massage therapy school, they have that
Yes.
connection. And that's why they go to massage therapy school.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and but there's nobody really giving them the framework and the yes, it is real, it is legit. People do want it. That's
Right.
the message we want to share and expose people to.
Or holding a space for them in school
Hmm.
for that.
You think we can get it in the schools? Do you think we can
I think it's possible. Yes. Absolutely. I think that one of the gifts that this year has given us is the necessity for connection
mhm.
and the necessity for mental health awareness. And I think with that, the mental health, not the mental health, but the work that we're doing with the therapist and how that needs to be nurtured and a space needs to be held for that. And I know all the therapists are feeling that right now. So I absolutely think that it's something that we could introduce to the schools. It's needed. I mean, we're not just brand new therapists with a new idea. We've had years and years of
Yeah.
experience in the industry, and you have other massage therapists in your community.
Yeah, they're already
So
doing it.
okay, so with clients, so we're either a bunch of unicorns or there's a need. And I think that's one of the gifts that 2020 brought us is putting this need in our face
So
and saying, look at this. This exists. I saw a CE class the other day online for body and breath awareness for trauma. I'm like, okay,
that's
all
it. That's what we do.
right,
That's it.
okay.
That's what we bring.
That's in my face. So
Yeah.
if you're telling me that's out there and it's starting to, and
It's
I am
here.
here, it's here, and I'm hearing on leadership podcasts just in the business world that are talking about mindset and they're doing series on mindset. I'm like, it's shifting. I feel it.
Yeah. And we know that massage therapists are ideal for this work because their passion is so intense already from the beginning to help people feel better. So we're
Sure.
perfect candidates for taking this mind body integration out into the world with a perfect candidate that we actually have a process that we can teach to do where it's not always in physical form. It's like just like the CEs, you now have that available online.
Mhm,
So guys, we have a class scheduled coming up. We're going to probably do a couple a year here at
mhm,
this location. We're in central Louisiana, and then we'll start traveling out
mhm.
where you can come and get the actual CEUs in person. And if the COVID thing happens to shut us down, the backup plan is you'll just go right to the online thing, and then we'll do a virtual event with you.
Sure.
So it's like we've already got backup plans for all of this. And we really want to help the massage therapist who feels like their hands are tied. They feel like they're strapped and they're like, this is my career. This is my industry. I can't treat people in person. I can't, what do I do?
Mhm.
That's what we like. That just happened to come along once we were already doing this, just
Right.
to kind of push it a little bit further. But we know the massage therapist is the person, and we know what's lacking is their personal development, which is what Kristi's helping, and then their entrepreneuric education, which is what I'm doing. And it's such a beautiful match.
Mhm.
Um, would you say, or what would you say about like two new massage therapists going into school, just starting now, but they're already understanding they want to help people heal trauma that is in the body, because that's what we are now seeing so much of is people are now saying that
Mhm.
trauma untreated or unresolved will show up chronic conditions, physical manifestations, illness and disease, factual.
Right.
So some people have this understanding, have no training, and they're going to go to massage therapy school so that they can serve. Correct? You on?
Yes.
We on the same
Yes.
page?
Yes. Yes. I would say number one, don't lose that if you're passionate about it. Um,
Because the school's not necessarily going to, depending on where they're going to
yeah,
school at, is
depending
not
on where you go
necessarily
to
going to
school.
support that. So we want to
Right.
tell you that ahead of time. We're
Yes.
looking to change that.
Right.
But right
So
now, that's what
yeah.
you're probably going to experience. That's what I experienced also.
Yes. And I would learn as much about the nervous system as you can. That's very valuable information. Learn about the body, the anatomy and kinesiology and physiology of the body as much as you can, so you can integrate that work. And there will be opportunities, for you to share that with your clients. So don't lose that.
Yeah, don't lose it.
And embody that work, step into that and own it for yourself and share it with people. You don't have to wait. You can share it with people. You're good enough.
Yeah. And I'm
There
right here like, and hire a mentor while you're in. You need to hire
Yes,
Kristi to
yes,
help you to embody and integrate that while you're doing it. That's what I think is lacking is, when we were in school, we were looking for people who successful, did I just say successful?
I don't think so.
We were looking for successful massage therapists to mentor us, and they are few and far between, guys. Like I think it's because they don't have the entrepreneur, the business training, the mindset to be able to do it. I think it's their belief. I don't think it's because there's not a demand. I honestly
Right,
don't, because I personally have tried to find that consistent therapist. I know
right,
one, and I've been in this world for 25 years. Like
right.
I'm one of those. Matter of fact, I got my first massage table from Susan Salvo, and this was like her 20th year in. Like it was
Mhm.
like probably 26 years, 27 years ago.
Right,
So it's been here. People are looking for this.
absolutely. The need is there.
The need is
Need
there.
is there. If we don't share it, they won't know we have it.
Yeah.
If we don't tell the world about what we do, they will not know what we do. So,
It's like when you don't think you know enough, you have enough, or like what Kristi's mindset, what she was saying was, you think you need to send them to like a mental therapist or to a doctor or whatever. But it's really the understanding and recognizing yourself as the professional.
sure.
Like we are trained.
Yes.
And don't let what society says about labels and titles and, if you don't have a Jesus robe, you can't help people heal, or if you don't
Mhm.
have a doctor's label, you can't help people get better. Like that is all belief system. That's
Right.
that's all old, outdated stories.
It is.
We're here to help build the reputation and I don't know, we want to share and tell the world what massage therapists are and what we are more than massage.
That's right. Very well said. We are. We're more than massage. We're more than a technique. We're more than a tool like a stone, or we're more than a hot towel. We're more than a
More
heating
than a
pad on the
thumb
table.
or
Yes.
elbow.
Yes. Yes. We're more than that. We're more than the technique. And
We just need to embrace it. You need
yes, we
to
do.
first you need to be exposed to it because many
Mhm.
people have not been exposed to it. They go to massage therapy school to be a career and just to help people think it's going to be fun and feel good and they can do it part-time. And that's kind of how people get into it, right? Or they were a nurse, they're unsatisfied because they're under the systems and they want to
Right.
go into massage therapy so that they can really help people from
Really
that.
help people. Yes.
So we see a lot of that, but just know that keep following, keep listening, reach out to Kristi, get you have a conversation with her about how she can help you as the person. And
Yes.
if you want to integrate the coaching in your massage therapy, you can reach out to me, but just keep following. Go to the Empowered Massage Therapist Facebook group. That's where Kristi's housing all of this information. And
Mhm.
she's also featuring spas and massage therapists there. So she's helping to expose what you do and how you can help other people. She's taken on this role. She's volunteered for it and she's really good at it. She
Yeah.
loves it. I love her leadership capacity. I see it in her. Can't believe she can't see it. And that's kind of what we see across the board with these integrative coaches. If you've listened to the other series, is I think I really have a great, I don't know the word, capacity to hold what I see in you or what you come with
Mhm.
without dropping it. It's just
Yes.
very easy to hold it up until you can grab it and become it.
Yes. I totally agree with that. And I'm so grateful that you've been able to do that. And it is a process. It is a journey. Just like embodying yourself as a powerful massage therapist, it is a journey. But yeah, it's possible. Very exciting.
And if people tell you massage therapists don't make money, it's going to be a hard career, it's hard on your body. If y'all, what else do they say, Kristi? It's terrible. I know people who want to go to massage therapy school, have
Yes.
wanted forever, and they use the examples of the massage therapists who are not successful
Hmm.
as proof that they can't do it.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
here's
that was,
a career. It's a very fulfilling,
yeah.
satisfying career if you're doing it properly.
Right. And that was told to me when I wanted to go to massage school. It wasn't like everybody in my life said, "Oh, yay, that's the best idea ever." I had a lot of people, including my husband, say, "What in the world?" I know a lot of people that have done that and haven't done anything with it. That was
Yes.
the message. So I had to convince and I had to, you know, say, I know that this is what I'm called to do. So trust your own intuition, trust your own voice, use your own voice, and don't judge and compare yourself to other people and what they've done or other therapists, what they've done. It all comes from you. You can have a very successful massage career that evolves into whatever you want it to be. And I believe the massage therapy industry is so unique because we can create a position where there was none, you know, or we can create a new, just like this, the work that you're doing here is creating a new vessel for massage therapists, a new community. So, but it is up to you, the massage therapist. You do have to step up and say, yes, I need help.
Mhm.
You have to.
And how hard was that, like investing in help whenever you're not sure what you're getting, right? Because that was
It
like,
was super hard. Yes. Again, I think I stalked you for a while and I'd keep calling you and saying, okay, how can you help me do this? How? I wanted to know all the hows and the hows and the hows. I knew you could help me, but that was one of the most difficult decisions.
it's really hard. I get it.
Yes, the investment of my time and my financial investment, it was serious. And it took a lot of I thought about it a lot, but I couldn't get it to go away. I couldn't
Mm.
forget about it. And I know enough about myself to trust my gut and to trust my intuition. And I did. And once I did it, I was off running. Once I made that final commitment. So another thing I would tell you is you are worth investing in yourself. And
Amen.
we invest in everything. We invest in our nails. We invest in our eyelashes. Well, I mean, we have subscriptions to go get our eyelashes done every month. We have subscriptions to go get massages every month, or facials, or nails, hair. We'll go shopping. We'll do a shop therapy or retail therapy. We'll run out and spend hundreds of dollars to make us feel good, to get that little fix. What is it? The dopamine fix, to get that little shot, get that little bump. But we will not invest in work that can change our life.
Not in ourselves personally. It's the craziest thing. If it was your child,
Oh,
you
yeah,
go get a loan, find the money, and make sure that your child got what they needed
absolutely.
before yourself. And that's one of the hardest things is really to get people on board. This is personal.
Yes.
You've got to feel worthy enough to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really takes you to that next level.
It does. It does. And I said this out loud before I signed on the dotted line. I I said that I know that I'm either gonna stay here and walk away from the massage therapy world, or I'm gonna grow. This is the only way for me to grow. I knew that going in, that it was this or it was walking away because I had enough of trying to figure it out on my own. That was it. This was the only path for me. So yes.
Good stuff. Thank you for
Yes,
sharing. Thank you guys for
absolutely.
coming. So nice to have guests here. I do have a couple of questions and then we're going to take off the recording. So anyone can stay, come on live, especially if you're a massage therapist and you want to talk with Kristi or I. Danielle says, I see Kristi opening her own school. Is that something she has thought of doing or believes is possible? Watch, her eyes are going to do what? I see it too. I really see
You
her.
know, Danielle, I've also had moments as a director of education at a school that had massage therapy as one of its programs. I loved meeting, not only did I love teaching, but I loved meeting students coming in to take a tour of the school and saying that they were on the fence, that they wanted to join massage therapy school, but they didn't think it was the right time. And that got me so excited. I'm like, I need to talk to that person. And I want to talk to them right now. And we would talk, and they would say, I don't know why I'm waiting. Why am I waiting? After we talked. And it was so natural for me. So
Who knows?
that is that it's I believe it's
Yeah.
possible. Yes. Would I ever do it? We'll see what the universe has in store for me.
That's hilarious. I'm
That's
willing
a
to be
great question.
surprised of what
Awesome
my brain
question.
has not thought of yet.
Yes.
And Christina says, we are so much more than massage. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. I am so grateful for this opportunity. So thank you guys for joining. We're going to stay on live, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the replay here. We'll have Christy's contact information, and you'll have a replays of every person's interview, so you can listen to the other massage therapists who are actually doing this work and implementing it in their careers already, as well as how Christy can help you become the empowered massage therapist. And we'll have the link to her Facebook group there. Thank you,
Ah,
Christy. Appreciate your time, your
thank you.
wisdom,
Thank you so much, Kim. It's
your
been a joy.
smile.
Thank you. Thank you.